Hello. Well, I went on a little hunt, and I have an Amiga mouse. How can I tell? Because it's got this little white thing around it that I think covers up some other weird thing that they had trouble with. And it's been so long, I don't remember if it goes on the left or the right. But I will try the right. So, let's see here. We will need power. We need a monitor. So, let the games begin. So right now this Amiga is asking for Workbench 2, but it doesn't seem that I have one that's cooperating. So I put in a Workbench. One point, whatever. And I'm looking already. I think I picked the wrong joystick or mouse port because that thing's not moving. Aha! We are moving. Okay. So once again, all I'm really trying to do is get a look at memory things and see what's working and so this appears to have 2 megabytes of RAM, which I guess makes sense. Good. So now we'll turn it off, and we'll take this thing that I still just never remember seeing this before. Especially, it's got these 2 funky connectors on the back. But yet it was in something that said it was a 2500, so maybe it's a Commodore thing. Maybe I just never saw it. Maybe it's an earlier version. Maybe it's a later version. Maybe it's neither or none of the above, it seems. Ugh. The power cable is getting in the way. This other slot here is now populated. So let's see what happens. Certainly, if it is an accelerator thing, it should work faster. Maybe. Although the disk drive doesn't make much difference. It is, oh yeah, maybe it's faster. It is chugging away. But still, it just, much like the 1541, you can only do what you can do. But it's funny because this expansion, much like the other one, I thought they came, populated. But it looks half empty or half full, as the case may be. So, things are chugging. We're almost there. So now, when I push on this, well, it's telling me it has 2 and then another 2. So yeah, maybe this is not populated much. I wonder, does it tell me anything else here? much. Let's check the about. Yeah, same. Nothing serious. Anyway, but it does seem, maybe I didn't turn that off at a good time, I'm not sure. It seems that whatever expansion board this is, it is working. It's funny, I thought if it had the chips in there that it seems to have, it would have had more memory than just 2. And here is another similar such card. So, right, it's in. What the hell is that? It came up and said monitor 2620 monitor 3M with a question mark. I've never seen that before. Let me readjust this. Alright. We're in. No, same thing. Interesting. Not what I was hoping for. Interesting. So I'm suspecting if I turn this on now, it will come up and ask for workbench. And it does. So I'm going to very carefully again put this in. Try again. No. 2620 monitor 3M. What the hell does that mean? So I'm going to do what I would do to the VIC 20. I'm going to put this in and then kind of tweak it a bit. And now we just, I don't know, same thing. Alright, there does seem to be some issue with this, because the other one seemed to be okay. How about that? I have never seen that message before. And I have it in the right way. It only goes in one way. Because that's just the way it is. I'll try one last time. But I suspect it's going to come up with the same thing. And it does. Well, it is consistent. It is. So what does this mean? I haven't a clue. So does this mean there's something wrong with the accelerator board or the main board? I would like to think, because the other board that I just tried worked, the trouble is with this other board. And not with the main board. I would like to think. So, Anyway, I have marked this with its error that I know nothing of, that I have never seen. Now, what do we got here? Look, it's a hard drive. So, let's give it a whirl. This one actually came out of here, and I imagine it's supposed to be connected to the funny CD-ROM drive something, which at this moment it is not. So it's in. So let's see what happens. So, okay, so it's firing up. I hear it, but it certainly did not boot off of it. But does that matter tremendously? No, not really. We'll see. This looks like it was certainly an interesting machine, probably set up specifically just so for somebody. And booting off a disk is not the worst thing in the world. Nor is spitting that thing out at me repeatedly. It's funny though, I don't know how it's... I mean, that drive is not connected, but yet it opens itself up. So the main thing I'm looking for here is this hard drive part of the equation? As in, can I see it? Can I read it? Can I access it? And the answer is, at this moment, no. Now it's still doing some more cranking away here. But it does not see. Now, is that surprising necessarily? No. I mean, I've got a machine with Kickstart 2 something opening up with Workbench 1.3 something. So and certainly it has no extra RAM in there. So, is this thing at all working? I don't know. Let me just look here. Who knows? It did not make the machine not work, so that's always a good sign. What do we got here? Oh yeah, no, we got, oh, this could have RAM on it. It could. We'll try this. This is the board. The 2091 board, which from what I can tell looks like it too has RAM. Perhaps only half of what it could have, but RAM is always good. So it's going to come up and ask for this here disk, I think. Maybe right now it's thinking it's looking for a hard drive that it can't find. Because maybe this thing is actually kind of working. I don't know. I'm going to put this disk in for a second and see what, if anything, happens. Maybe this is confused because there's no hard drive. It seemed before, on occasion, when things might have been trying to fire up after I put this card in. Aha! Okay, it is now looking for a disk. That it was trying to perhaps boot up off a disk drive. of our hard disk. So we'll see. We will see. It's funny, the hard drive controller I put in there that didn't seem to want to do anything, it does look like whatever kind of RAM it had, it's got it all. Okay, so it is up, and well, according to this, I guess it had the possibility of 2 megabytes of RAM, and it has 1, and that looks to be what it is. So this card looks like it has the possibility that it's actually working. So it's still, we're still grinding. I'm not sure why, or what. But that's encouraging. It is somewhat encouraging. At least it reads the RAM. I'm tempted to try this again. Now, of course, there are jumpers on here. Do I know what they mean? No. Do I know if any are missing? No. I just don't know. Let's try this. See what we get. So the floppy is doing its thing, the disk drive is reading, or the hard drive is fired up, but the floppy is doing the work. This does have this long cable, which could mean it's supposed to try and go to this thing, which I don't know what this thing is. I'll have to look up what that is. So let's see what happens when this finishes. I am suspecting that the hard drive again will not be accessible, as it was not before. Okay, so well, that's interesting. The hard drive does not come up, nor does this thing appear to add any. I'm letting this wind down. Does not appear to add any memory to the situation, which is interesting. Options. Well, I guess I will have to look into that. Now the other thing that's in here, and I guess there's no way for me to test it right now, is a toaster. At least that's what I think is in here. It looks like it's a toaster. It could be some other video something. No, it's a video toaster. So I have no way to test it. So I think for the moment, maybe, possibly, I'll leave it there. I think. Yes. So, what have we found? Well, not much. I suppose one thing I could do, I would like to put a disk drive that works into the other machine that is actually 1.3, and then see what's what. But, perhaps not at this instant. Perhaps not. I should go onto the basement and look for more Amiga 2000s, because I know they're down there. I don't have tons and tons, but I have some. Because I believe I have down there a couple of 2000 HDs with the hard drive, but no RAM expansion and no quick expansion and no whatever. But I think they might be better to test some of these things. I can't imagine that the toaster is messing with the expansion card. But who knows? Who knows? So, and I will have to look up what this 6-plex... I'd hesitate to say DVD thing, and I'm sure it's a CD thing of some sort. Because I don't believe DVDs were around at that time. I don't. I could be wrong, but I don't. So, Westchester Burn-In. Oh yes. When Westchester, I never got to visit there when it was open, but it was a happening place. Anyway, so a little Amiga tinkering, much more to come, and much more of everything else to come. I'm gathering my courage to get back into the old pets. I'm still stumped and irked, but this too shall pass. Anyway, we will meet again, and we'll see what it is that we see when we see you again. Bye for now.